What's up, everybody? Rob Ferretti here with Ace Mark Shoes. Now, Ace Mark sponsored today's video, and they've been making shoes, at least the people behind Ace Marks have been making shoes for 4 generations. They're Italian craftsmen that have been doing shoes, and that's all they do. They've been doing shoes their whole life, and honestly, that's the guy you want to build your shoes. And they've been initially supplying shoes for high-end retail stores, which then turn around and sell it for $600+. If you go directly to Ace Marks, which is a brand that was just launched 2 years ago, maybe 2.5 years ago, on Kickstarter, they were the most funded shoe campaign in Kickstarter history, raising over $574,000. Well, guess what? Now they're going to do another Kickstarter to launch their sneaker line. Now, if you've ever worn high-end footwear, sneakers, shoes, it's worth every penny to get a quality piece, and these are quality. You can get these shoes and many different styles if you check the link in the description for under $200. So you're going to be scoring a nice pair of shoes for a very reasonable cost. When you're done with your shoes, they will always buy back your shoes. They donate the money, but they will always buy back your shoes and give you a $60 credit towards a new pair of shoes. So you always have that running tab when you do buy into the company. So something to keep in mind. If you're looking for a nice new pair of shoes, check out Ace Marks. Link in the description below. What's up, everybody? Rob Ferretti here, and today I'm going to tell you a story probably about the most famous Lamborghini that I can think of. And when I say famous, I sort of mean infamous, because it is known as, you ready for this? The Dead Rapper Murcielago. I know, I got your interest, right? Dead Rapper Murcielago. So in 2003, guy lived in Miami, and it's funny because he wasn't even a rapper. He was a rug dealer, politically correct, and he owned a yellow Lamborghini Murcielago with the Momo-esque yellow and red Ronald McDonald interior and rims on it. Like, it was not mistakable. But anyway, he was gunned down while he was parked in a different car in Miami. So you're not talking like Biggie or Tupac. They weren't shot in their car. This is a guy who was just killed just because it's a workplace hazard when you sell rugs. And ultimately, after he died, he then had to be buried somewhere. And his girlfriend, wife, I don't know the specifics, but she knew he loved his Lamborghini, so she put him on display in his Lamborghini as what would be considered a wake. He was in his Lamborghini, and I think it was like a San Francisco 49ers jersey, dressed up in the front seat of the Lamborghini for 3 days. So you just have this guy, eyes open, just TV with nothing on, sitting there, dead in the Lamborghini for 3 days. Then so that's how it became the Dead Rapper Murcielago. I guess maybe the jersey and everything made people think, but it made the newspapers, and that's why effectively that is where the tagline came from. After that, there was another guy who bought the car, and it's since changed hands, or allegedly changed hands, a lot. And when I say allegedly, I actually pulled the Carfax on this car because I wanted to see how many owners there actually were. And the Carfax doesn't show a lot of owners, but it shows you how difficult the car is to sell. Now, I remember I knew the car. I saw the photo of the car. I didn't know where it was, but I remember seeing it when I was at Lamborghini of Bergen County, which no longer exists. It's now Lamborghini of Paramus with a new owner. But down in Hackensack, there on Essex Street, there was a place called Lamborghini of Bergen County, and I saw the car outside, and I was like, hey, is this the Dead Rapper Murcielago? Yeah, blank bought it. And I'm keeping the names out of it, but I knew the guy who bought it, and I was like, oh, he's a wholesaler. Yo, you know you bought the Dead Rapper Murcielago? I was like, shh, how do you know that? And I'm like, dude, it's yellow and red, like it's unmistakable. And he's like, wow. So next thing you know, I come back like 2 weeks later, and he swapped the inserts on the seat. So now you have red and black seats, and he got rid of the yellow to try to like fool you, but that never really worked. So eventually, like, everybody that's owned that car has sort of like tried to mask the history, and that's what's really funny about it, because long term, I think that's going to be a cool car to have because it's got that story. Everybody wants that like car that stands out from the pack. And this one, it went from yellow and red interior to different wheels with a black and red interior with the black inserts. Then eventually it made its way down the line to full black interior. But when you do the aftermarket interiors, it doesn't wear as nice as the current interiors. And even now, I think the car was for sale recently, and it's just changed hands so many times. Would you? And I guess it's like, I don't know, it's like, do people just feel like the guy's just still sitting in the seat hugging them or something while they're driving? Do you have that like comfort? He's like, thank you for taking care of my car. Like, I don't know. And that there's got to be a reason that it's changed hands so many times. And everybody seems to know it, and everybody seems to stay away from it, which is why when you see it, the owners that take it, you'll see it up for sale from wholesalers and like to auction, to auction, to auction, to auction. And you can see that in the ownership history on the Carfax, that it's really apparently difficult to sell. Not a ton of miles, not a ton of anything. But now as it sits, it's just an 03 Murcielago, yellow exterior, black wheels, and black interior. You could tell from the VIN number, but you could tell from the wear on the seats on the inside. It definitely doesn't look consistent with a 15,000 mile car, but that's a whole nother odometer rollback story. That I'm not saying this is rollback by any stretch, but a lot of exotics tend to be. But the wear on the seats, it could be aftermarket seats or the aftermarket leather, which makes it like that. But it does look like it has more miles than the 15 or 16,000 that it's showing on the clock. But again, that's pure like gut instinct. That I've got no proof to say that the car was rolled back. But that car's still rolling around, so there is a chance. And I guess like I wouldn't own it personally. I don't know why. It's got some bad jujus about it or something like that. It just like sort of makes your skin crawl a little bit thinking about like the dead dude just sitting there. It's not like I don't know. It's not like it just the fact that he was sitting there for 3 days is just really weird. So let me know in the comments below. Would you buy it? Like, do you have a problem if the price was right? And when I say the price is right, say the car was worth 125. If somebody's selling it for 110, are you a buyer or are you not a buyer? Just because there was a dead guy in it, is that weird to you, or you're like, dude, I don't care. I feel weird working in the morgue. Some people, it's their livelihood. So I don't know. You could get creative with the plate. You can maybe even restore it back to its old Ronald McDonald grandeur. But there's the story. I thought it was an interesting story. I have a Lamborghini behind me, which has no bearing on this story. But I thought it was an interesting story as probably the most famous Lamborghini that I can think of. It's the first one that comes to mind. I remember back in the day when I saw it, when they switched the interior back, I'm like, I got to take this picture. And I'm happy I did, because I took a can of like Febreze and put like dead guy smell remover on it, and I took a photo with the car, and that still makes me happy. It makes me smile to see to this day. But that was 2005 or so. So the car has definitely changed hands a lot. And it may even be for sale, and if it's not for sale now, statistically it will be for sale pretty soon, because that seems to be the case with that car. But anyway, check out I don't know, I guess the VIN number is pretty easy to look up, but if you search dead rapper Murcielago, I don't think he was a rapper. I don't have any indication that he was a rapper. Apparently he was selling rugs, but that is just again, internet hearsay, internet lore, internet legend now, and it's a special car. So thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.